Whatever it takes to lead. Whatever it takes to inspire. Do whatever it takes. Call 1300 GO Bombers.
Look, playing Collingwood on Anzac Day, we haven't won for a number of years. I think we've beaten them the last 7 occasions we've played them. So they're a quality team, top 2 in the competition probably, and playing some really good football. So yeah, we think it's a great opportunity to get out and play our sort of football and on a big stage.
Do you feel now you've got a midfield that can match Collingwood, where they've probably got you in that area the last probably 7 times?
Look, time will tell whether we can match them or beat them in that area, but certainly we think that our midfield is a quality midfield. It's got a good mix of up-and-coming players who have earned their spot. You know, seasoned professionals like Joe Watson, Brendan Goddard, Brent Stanton, and Heath Hocking. So we think it's well positioned.
The quick turnaround's obviously a big part of the build-up to Anzac Day for both teams. How are all the bodies? How's the recovery gone over the past few days? Getting pretty well?
Yeah, we had a good session yesterday, about a 45-minute session yesterday at training. So we you know, got a bit out of yesterday, worked out which guys would be ready to play and which guys wouldn't, and yeah, we'll announce that team later on today.
Is Kramer going to play?
At the moment, Stu will play, yeah. Yep.
Fletch, no chance?
Probably not, no.
And Joe Danaher, would the stage be too big for a player to debut if you look back to, say, Jack Watts a few years ago?
No, definitely not. The stage is not too big for him to debut. I mean, whether he plays Anzac Day or whether he plays another game is not the issue. It's whether you know, he'll fit into the team in the right way, and we'll make that decision a bit later on.
Do you think he's ready, though?
Oh, Joe's definitely ready. If you've seen him play the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's very close to playing AFL football.
You need to take a bit of a different approach with stopping Dane Swan. I mean, he's torn you apart the last few times. Yes,
probably. He certainly played very well against us. I think he had 42 possessions last time he played us. And he's an excellent player. We're not the only club that's had trouble with Dane, but yeah, we'll look at things to try and bring that 42 down to a reasonable level, but also get the ball ourselves.
James Wada took the decision to make public with a statement that AOD 9064 has been confirmed as a banned substance. So we just have to ask, obviously, if you have any reaction to that confirmation from Wada.
Oh, look, I think my reaction is the same as it has been. We're in an investigation with the SARD and the AFL. We'll get through that investigation, and then we can tell our side of the story. But at the moment, you know, we're bound by the SARD investigation, and we'll stay that way.
How frustrating is it that you haven't been able to tell your side of the story? Richard Ings from ASADA, the former ASADA boss, said you actually would be within your rights to tell your side of the story. That's not our understanding. So, you know, we're following the process in SARD and AFL investigation, and we'll continue to do that.
We've heard that the Swikowski report could be coming out next week. Will you be able to say more then?
I'm not sure. The Swikowski report, is something that the board and the executive of the club's put together. That's not something the football coaches and the football team do, so I'm not sure when that will come out, but I'm sure there'll be some findings there that will be made public.
Have you been talked to by Swikowski?
I'd rather not talk about who I've been talked to and who I haven't. I think that's part of the process, is to actually follow that process, and you know, we're here to play football. So.
Hey, James, you're getting a lot of these questions. How much headspace does this take up?
Not too much. We come here, we talk, and then we go on with footy. So, any more questions about footy? Otherwise, we'll go and get into the game.
The question about tomorrow as an event, it's become a massive event on Melbourne's calendar. There's some reports that ticket scalping is becoming a bigger issue with the Anzac Day match. The grand final, obviously, there's specific laws. Do you think that maybe to protect families, allow families to go to the game at a reasonable price, that ticket scalping should potentially be looked at?
I think that every fan should be able to go to the game and get their ticket appropriately. So, yeah, I mean, the AFL have got their rules about scalping, and so I think the government have as well. So, you know, that they should be adhered to.
Really similar situation to this time last year, heading into with a 4-0 record on the back of a couple of pretty big wins. Why do you think you're better placed 12 months later to knock Collingwood off?
Well, look, I think we're better placed. We've certainly got a better injury list. We've got more players available, and we're playing better football than this time last year. We may have been 4-0 last year, but if you look back at the games we were playing, we were just beating sides and probably lucky to win a couple of those games. So I think the way we're playing is a lot better. The way we're defending is a lot better. But in saying that, Collingwood is an outstanding team, and you know, it's going to be a very tough game for both teams tomorrow.
Is there a need for the belief factor at all to beat a side like Collingwood on this big stage, just to prove that you are, you know, in amongst all those big teams?
I think the belief in this team is outstanding, so we believe in ourselves.
Is performing when you're expected to perform part of the development of this team and the next phase?
I'm not sure how to answer that question exactly in terms of performing when you're meant to perform. We want to perform every week, no matter what the challenge is, no matter who the opposition is, no matter where we play. And we expect, as a coaching group and a playing group, that we go out and perform to the highest standard every week. It doesn't happen sometimes, but our expectation is tomorrow, like it is every other week, that we play our best football and we make it a really tough game.
Will Travis Cloke be the biggest challenge that Jake Carlisle's faced so far, assuming he gets him, considering the form that Cloke is in? I know he's played on some big names, but Cloke is certainly dominant at the moment.
Look, he's an outstanding player, Travis Cloke. I think last time we played against him, he had 9 shots a goal, 16 marks. So he's an outstanding player, and we need to stop him as we do a number of their other players.
Do you have any thoughts on the Saints Swans game, perhaps taking a bit of attention away from the traditional Anzac Collingwood Bombers game?
No, not at all. There's been other games played on Anzac Day over the history of the last sort of 15, 16 years that we've played against Collingwood. It's been a game played in Sydney, I think. I think the more clubs that can get involved, the better. It's a great day, huge day for our country, and it's great that we can celebrate or help be part of it with a game of football.
Is it true you visited the Shrine yesterday, and how much of the kind of Anzac message do you talk?
Some of the players visited the Shrine on Monday, and our younger guys who aren't playing will visit tomorrow morning. But yeah, look, I think as a football club we have an obligation, as a group of people, have an obligation to teach our young people about Anzac Day. It's a day that we have high regard for, high respect for. It's our truly national day, and celebrates or commemorates the people who have gone before us and given up their lives and served in it for our country. So our young people, our football club, need to know about those sort of days.
You mentioned the belief before, James. Is it as high in this group as it has been in your time as coach?
Oh, definitely, yeah. They believe in themselves, they know who they are, they've been thrown challenges and they've met them all the way, so the belief is very high.
Where's that added belief come from? Is it some of the adversity they've had to go through in the last couple of months?
I think they know who they are, they've worked hard, and I said they've had things thrown at them and they've coped very well, so the belief is a real belief.
Fletcher and Hurley, how are their injuries?
Yeah, look, Fletch won't play, and Michael will try and do a little bit of running this morning, but I'd be very surprised if Michael comes up. So we'd hope to have them the week after. Thanks, guys.